And then you also have your I can move the car. Today we are looking at the 2023 Genesis Electrified G80. Now, originally this had very limited availability, but it seems to be expanding because according to their website, is now available in 8 states with a starting MSRP of $79,800. There's only one powertrain available. The Electrified G80 is powered by two 136 kilowatt dual motors and an 87.2 kilowatt per hour battery. That's going to get you about 282 miles of driving range, and it's going to also get you 365 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of super fun torque. As you can see, we don't have our traditional Genesis crest grille here. It still has the G Matrix gorgeous design, and my favorite part is this is where the charge port door is located. I'm gonna give you a second to try to find it. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. It's right there, and it just seamlessly disappears right into the grille, which is honestly my favorite design of a door on any EV. So, charging. You can get from 10 to 80% in as low as 22 minutes with a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, which is really impressive. And Genesis claims that you can travel from a full charge up to 105 miles in the city and 89 on the highway. This also offers vehicle to load charging, allowing you to power things like small appliances that'll provide you 1.9 kilowatts to a 110 outlet. So you can even charge like your e-bike or provide emergency charging to another EV. Electrified G80 owners will receive 3 years of 30-minute complimentary charging at Electrify America stations. So I would highly recommend looking up some of your frequent stops, maybe a grocery store or a favorite restaurant, to see if there are any of those nearby. There are a few exterior styling features that make the Electrified G80 stand apart from its gas-powered sibling. Obviously, the whole front fascia, even down to your lower part of your grille here, also has that G Matrix design. You have your typical 2-line headlights, and then you also have this really cool exclusive 19-inch fan designed wheel, and then also typical for Genesis to have the 2-line design lights here on your fender. And also typical for Genesis is the remote smart parking assist. So I can move my car out of a tight space because Bay Area has teeny tiny parking spaces to help me get in and out of my car a lot easier. I can also move it back into its parking spot. Voila! So the cargo space did have to take a little bit of a hit because of the addition of the battery. So you will have up to 10.7 cubic feet of cargo space compared to its gas-powered sibling that has 13 cubic feet of space. Now this is an add-on feature, but you can get this bumper protector so that you don't scratch your paint getting heavy luggage or maybe golf clubs in and out of your car. However, if you look really closely, the design of your bumper cover is actually the Genesis logo. In the second row, you have about 35.9 inches of legroom, which is roughly 2 inches less than its gas-powered sibling. And actually, overall, the entire passenger volume has decreased because of the addition of the battery pack. So that also means you have about an inch less of headroom, which, as you can see, is of no issue when you are 5'1". You have your own climate controls back here with ventilation just behind this center console. And then in your own center console, you have a pretty significant amount of storage in here, as well as 2 USB charging ports. And then there isn't outboard heated seats, which I found a little bit surprising, but there is 2 missing buttons where those would be. There's also a power rear sunshade. Behind that, you have a second door to open up your ski pass. You also have a manual window shade that you can leverage there as well for privacy and sun protection. And then last but not least, you can also move this passenger seat with some buttons here on the side. So you can move it forward if you would like more legroom. So in the front seat, you still have about 1 inch less of headroom, which would explain the absence of that panoramic moonroof. Now, Genesis wants to go fully electric within the next few years, I think by 2030. So I think that we'll see features like that, more cargo space, more volume, and a moonroof in the future electrified G80s. Inside the one and only trim of this G80 Electric is Nappa leather seating surfaces, and you have a lot of partially recycled material down to the floor mats. And I want to point out this really cool design that's on the dash, on your center console, it's in your door panels, and I came up with a super awful comparison for what it kind of looks like to me. But you know when it rains and then you see like the oily puddles left, and there's like the rainbow kind of, like the way that it hits the light is actually really gorgeous. But maybe an even better comparison could be something as gorgeous as marble. So also feels like it'd be really easy to clean. There's no texture here. You also have a faux leather heated steering wheel, which is important in an EV for the winter time. And you have microfiber suede headliner and pillars. Let's navigate through your center console. It is one of those little bifold opening compartments that has a 12-volt situation down in there. You also have 2 concealed cup holders. Down in here, you have wireless charging that also has 2 USB charging ports down in there. You can access all of your camera angles right here. Then you can like go to your screen and see that you have your whole surround view that you can just pull around, which is really fun. You also can control your drive modes from here. So you have sport, eco, and comfort, and that changes like everything. And especially like eco mode, that's gonna give you, probably help you gain more range that way. I also love being able to control your infotainment system from these knobs down here, which it is a touch screen as you have seen, but this is also really responsive and a lot easier to use than other like dial situations. And I love the shifter, like this puck shifter, so simple. It's literally reverse, neutral, drive, and then park, and that's it. It's not complicated, and it's also really satisfying to shift into each gear. Moving up to your touchscreen climate controls, you can do a number of things like control your heated and ventilated seats, your heated steering wheel. If you click on this EV tab, you can select drivers only to control only the driver's side climate, meaning you can blast or turn down the fan speed that comes out of these 2 fans right here. You can also control all of the ventilation in the back seat. Also, to add, this does have voice commands, so if you don't want to utilize anything else, you can simply use your voice commands.
Please say a command.
Turn off driver side ventilation.
Turning off the driver's air ventilation seat.
Obviously, that was just an example. It'd be a lot easier to just turn off the ventilation with the button, but I just wanted to show you guys. You do have a 21 speaker premium Lexicon sound system, so you can get it popping up in here. And they're really nice stainless steel covered vents, like at this cool grill over your speakers. You have a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster here. It's currently set to the 3D mode, so it might be hard to tell through the lens, but you are getting this really fun 3D effect that's super easy to adjust. So you would just go into your vehicle settings. You can go straight down to your cluster, down to cluster depth. You can have it set to medium maximum or turn it all the way off. I also love that it has the blind view monitor here. So that means you actually have to use your blinkers, guys. You can, once you use them, you can get a camera view of your blind spot. So the electrified G80 is a really strong competitor compared to other EVs in its class. If you have any more questions, you can drop them in the comment section below. Thank you to Genesis of Stevens Creek for hooking it up with our ride. Bye.